Excuse me. Hello there, it's wee Paddy from across the shuck. Sorry, I had a wee bit of wind there, trap wind. Um, Good afternoon and welcome. And this is the review of my Cold Steel Code 4, which is a wonder of a big knife. One that I was very generously given for the channel, and one that I find I'm a little bit in love with it. And I didn't think I would be, to be honest. It's not the sort of big knife that I would normally go for. Now, I have big knives that I like for doing heavy work and robust work, but this is something special. This really is. I'm going to say big. There's a dollar bill and there's a £5 note to give you sort of little size comparisons depending on where you live. Now, this, first of all, just look at it. Just look at that. These are aluminium handles, and it has the Cold Steel triad lock. And on this rendition, just watch this. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. And listen to this engagement. Isn't that just wonderful? It just installs confidence in you when you know you got a triad lock. Now, I have a bit of a confession to make. I have never watched a Cold Steel video. Never. And I'm going to after I do this review, because I didn't want to be influenced by it. I just wanted to use the knife, see what I think of the knife, because I hear conflicting reports about your man from Cold Steel. I'm not sure of his name, but about his videos. So I thought, right, well, I'll use the knife, I'll do the review, and then I'll have a look at some of his videos. Never seen one. I believe they're different, shall we say. But great big knife. I've not taken this apart, and I've no intention of taking it apart unless something would go wrong with it. But it's the lovely little clip there, and I believe it comes with the clip that goes on the other side, because this is a bent one. Now, this is one of the older models, and this is why I love this even more. This has CTS XHP steel, which is a steel I didn't have. So to get this knife with this steel and then realise that I wasn't just pleased to get the steel, I'm actually pleased with the knife. I love this knife. Now, it has a lovely finish on it. I've scratched it a few times, cutting boxes and things, but not too many, one there and a couple on the back. But as a cutter, as a box cutter, it's a hollow grind with this, what do they call it, a spanto or whatever at the top here. This is flat grind and this is hollow grind. Unbelievably good cutter. Unbelievable. And I'm not going to cut paper because it's razor sharp and that's all it'll show you. But going through boxes, but you see poking. That, look at the tip and that there. Look how thick that there blade, just the blade itself, and then how thin the handle is. And that would make you think of a little bit of a wobbly knife. You couldn't move that if you tried. I always say you can muscle something. I can't muscle that at all. It's just amazing. I'll do the measurements first and then we'll talk a wee bit more about the knife. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8.5 inches long with a blade length of 3.5. So that leaves a 5-inch handle. And this handle, although it's too big for my hand, it is still very look at that there. The two grips are amazing. They don't scrunch your hand up. They don't push it apart. It just fits perfectly. There's a little bit of jimping on the top, but to be honest with you, you don't need it. And this knife is going nowhere. You could plunge all day and you'll not slip up past that guard. But what we'll see now. Let's give you a wee. The spine is about 3.5 millimeters, which is an eighth, just creeping over the eighth of an inch. The back, now this is just, watch this. What is that? 9 millimeters, right? 9 millimeters, 3/8 of an inch. How thin is that? That is just amazing for such a big knife. So needless to say, although this is a big knife, it slips in your pocket. This clip is excellent. Now, it's not a deep carry, but my goodness, that's not bad for a big knife that size sticking out of your pocket. But just the fit and finish is immaculate. There is nothing I can pick up on the fit and finish, nothing at all. The only thing I would say is this straight edge has a little bit of a bow in it, but it's very rare when a knife this long that you're going to get a completely straight edge. If you can just see it, it's ever so slight, but nothing that I would worry about. Now, I had a live, my first live chat on YouTube last night, and one of the lovely men, Mr. Slide Tech, would like to see this sharpened. So this, probably the end of this week or maybe next week, I'm going to do a full sharpen on this, and I'm going to be using the new stones I got from Jeff Jewell. I couldn't get his name there. Yes, the new stones that I got from Jeff Jewell. I won in his competition, and I'm really looking forward to using them. So we'll do the sharpening on that. We'll blunt it and then resharpen it on it. But it is just that XHP takes an absolute razor's edge. I haven't had to resharpen this. I stopped it a couple of times and it brought it back absolutely fine. Again, this is my first outing with the I never get this right. With the CTS XHP. Good gosh. Made in Taiwan, by the way. Made in Taiwan. Which is not a problem. They make a good knife in Taiwan. Now, what weight is it? Let's just get you the weight of this. And we'll see what it is. And then we'll do some comparisons. See what other knife... I just love it. I could do this all day long. Ow! Forgot. Put your hand up. There we go. 4.3 ounces, and that in them funny measurements is 123 grams. So that's nothing for that big a knife. A 5-inch handle and a 3.5-inch blade. And I mean, the 3.5 inches is nearly all cutting, bar, you know, a couple of tenths there. I did cut myself. Look, I forgot to put my finger up to the top. Plonker. But let's just keep this channel real. So, what would I compare this to? This is one I've just done recently, the big CH knife. This is a CH 305, 304. Yeah, it's the CH 3504, which was a big knife. But look at it in comparison to that. The blade length's the same. The handle is much longer, and it's a bit like the PM2 and a lot of its contemporaries. Which, for instance, let's get the PM2 out and let's have a go at that. We'll put that up again. Handle just a wee bit smaller, or the blade's a wee bit smaller. The handle's getting similar. There's only a couple of tenths in that. And last but not least, let's just move this down a wee bit and get our big friend. The Rat 1 in Oz 8 is exactly the same size as it. So there we go. There's 4 big work knives. If I had to pick one at the end of days that I'm going to take as my forever work knife, I will definitely choose that. And that's quite a shock to me, to be honest. And I'm going to choose that because, one, the lock strength is amazing. If I had to baton or had to do something, I would have no fear with that Cold Steel lock. So I'm led to believe that it is an unbelievably strong lock. I'm looking forward to watching the videos, but going on what everybody else has said, I haven't tried to baton with it. I will probably never baton with it unless it comes the end of days that I have to use it to keep the family warm. But an absolutely amazing knife. I highly recommend it. If you can, get them now, because the XHP versions are going out now. They're in S30V, the new ones, but there is some up out there, and I have seen them that still got the XHP, and that goes across the whole range of Cold Steel. Cold Steel knives are going to S35VN because they couldn't get enough of the XHP steel to warrant them sticking with it. They were running out of production. So There we go. A beautiful knife. I just highly recommend it. It is just an amazing cutter, an amazing knife for prying, prodding. You could baton with it. I am absolutely sure with that lock. And I'm going to go enjoy watching this fella's videos, which are supposed to be quite good. So, thank you very much. And for those that were on the live feed last night, I had a ball, really enjoyed it. Looking forward to next Sunday, and I'm going to be doing it in future at 9 p.m. UK time. So that's going to be somewhere in the afternoonish for those of you across the shuck in America, Canada, whatever over that way. So it's going to be 9 p.m. UK time. I'll let you know sooner. Every week on Friday or Saturday, I'll post a wee note that it's going to be up and coming. But really enjoyed it, and thank you for all those that partook. That's it for me and the Cold Steel Code 4. Beautiful knife. Just lovely all-round carry. This, stunning, stunning. There you go. That's it, the Code 4. Highly recommend it. Bye-bye now. Take care. Cup of tea time.